So you want to explore your mind and become more self-aware? Let's look into how to achieve that. If you haven't already, check out part 1 on self-realization, where we talk about self-awareness. First of all, what is self-exploration? It's discovering who you truly are, being able to understand more about your mind and consciousness. It's a lifelong journey that will take time and constant work to achieve and regain your sense of self. It doesn't just happen overnight. Self-exploration is about knowing who you truly are and what you want out of life. It's about understanding your personal values, being able to see through other people's judgments and opinions of you. It's about gaining self-awareness. When we look at the word self, we often forget that it also means knowledge. This can be a great starting point for anyone looking for a way to explore themselves better. The more knowledge you have about yourself, the easier it will be to understand who you are and what your values are. Divide this video into 3 parts. The first part is about thoughts and how to deal with them. This will talk about how our thoughts affect us and how we can recognise negative or false thinking patterns and how to change them if necessary. The second part will be about learning how to feel more and not just how to think. How to connect with your emotions and let them guide you in the right direction, and how to use your heart instead of your head. The third part will be about actions that stem from our thoughts and feelings. It will deal with taking responsibility for ourselves, learning not to blame others or situations for our problems, but rather recognising them as something we created in order to grow and evolve. This video is meant to be a starting point for anyone interested in self-exploration. I can't teach you everything there is to know about yourself in just one video, but if you follow these 3 simple guidelines, I guarantee that the results will be noticeable and life-changing. Let's start with thoughts. The first part deals with how our thoughts affect us, how we can recognise negative or false thinking patterns and how to change them if necessary. The most important thing to realise, you are your worst enemy. Most people blame others for their problems. They think other people are the reasons for their unhappiness and frustrations. The truth is, if you really look closely, most of your problems are created by yourself. You probably know this on some level, but you don't want to admit it because that would mean taking responsibility for your own actions and mistakes. It's much easier to blame others for what they did or what they said than accepting that we brought these events upon ourselves through our thoughts and feelings. If you want to start working on yourself, the first step is to recognise your own thoughts and feelings as they arise within you. You have to become aware of how you talk to yourself inside your head. What kind of stories do you create about yourself and others around you? Are those stories positive or negative? Do they help or steer you in the wrong direction? Most people are so used to thinking negatively that it becomes a habit. They don't even realise they are doing it. They just think that's how life's supposed to be. But if you want to change your life for the better, then you have to start noticing your patterns of thinking and feeling. The best way to do this is to write down what goes on inside your mind every day. If you can't write it down right away, at least try to remember as much as possible about those thoughts and feelings later on when you have time. Try not to judge yourself or your thoughts as they arise. Just observe them and try to see what's behind them. Try to understand why you are feeling the way you do about something or someone. Create a list of things that bother you in life and write them down and why they bother you. This can be very revealing for you since most people don't even realise how much their minds are working against themselves. It will help you identify negative thinking patterns at work within yourself. Also, look into your dreams. They actually tell you quite a bit about your subconscious. Did you know that after 5 minutes after waking up, you have already forgotten 50% of what you have dreamt about, and just after 10 minutes, you would have forgotten 90%. Your innermost desires, fears, wants out of life are being displayed in dreams. The first part was all about thoughts. We talked about how to think more clearly and make better decisions. We explored different ways of being more mindful in your present life. We discussed strategies for dealing with stress, anger and fear so they don't take over. And finally, how to be more logical when it comes to choices, because sometimes it's hard not to just go with your gut. The second part will be about how to feel more and not just think, how to connect with your emotions and let them guide you in the right direction, and how to trust your heart instead of just your head. Feelings are a much more sensitive subject, and sometimes people feel uncomfortable talking about them. We've all heard the saying, don't let your emotions get the best of you. And that's because we're often taught that showing your feelings is a sign of weakness. So we avoid it at all costs. But this can be very problematic because then we really never learn how to connect with our emotions. We just ignore them, suppress them when they come up, which creates a lot of issues in life. So this second part will be about learning how to feel more and not just think, how to connect with your emotions and let them guide you in the right direction, how to trust your heart instead of just your head. We're going to discuss a lot of different ways to do this because it isn't always easy or obvious. But if we want to live an authentic life, then we have to learn how to really feel our emotions. The third thing we need to do is let go of expectations. We've all been brought up with the idea life should be a certain way, and if it's not, we're going to get disappointed or even angry. This leads us to have unrealistic expectations for ourselves and other people around us, and when those expectations aren't met, we either feel bad about ourselves or get mad at others. So the first thing is you need to let go of all expectations. You can't live life according to what other people expect from you, or even how you expect yourself. You need to live in accordance to who you are, and who you want to become. The next thing we're going to talk about is being present in your own life. We spend so much time thinking about the past and worrying about the future, we tend to forget about the here and now, and when we're not in the moment, then we miss out on what a lot of life has to offer. So this is something you should work on, learning how to be fully present in the moments around you, whether it is an important event or just a random moment that happens every day. This is something that often comes up when talking about being present, because letting go of our need for control is what allows us to be fully present in the moment. When letting go of this need, it opens up so many more possibilities for us, because we can accept things as they are and not need to worry about controlling them. It also gives us a lot more freedom, which means that we're able to take risks and try new things without having to worry about what might happen if we fail at something. This one is probably the most important because we all get angry sometimes, but if you really want to live a more authentic life, then you have to learn how to let go of your anger and trust that things will work themselves out in the end. If you can do this, then it will not only help you with having a more authentic relationship with others, but also with yourself. We will discuss actions stemming from our thoughts and feelings, how to deal with taking responsibility for ourselves, learning not to blame others or situations for our problems, but rather recognizing them as something we created in order to grow and evolve. We will learn about how our ego can be the cause of many of our problems, and how we need to let go in order to become more present and conscious. We will also discover that there is no need to fear anything, that everything happens exactly how it should, even if it seems like things are going wrong or out of control. This is what we call karma. By focusing on being a better person every day, we create a positive energy around us that allows the universe to help us in whatever way it can. We will discuss the importance of gratitude and how it is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal. Regardless of your current beliefs or understanding of spirituality, you don't need to be religious or have any kind of higher power guiding you in order to take something away from this video. One action we should all try should be constantly asking ourselves challenging questions and finding distinctive answers. Some questions you can ask yourself are: who am I? What drives me? What are my values? How often do I feel this? And what is the cause of this feeling? But why do we ask questions to ourselves? We do this because subconsciously we are influenced by our environment. Family, friends, colleagues, and strangers all have an influence, even if we don't realise it. But why do we ask questions to ourselves? The journey of self-exploration is fully understanding your own self without any influences. Here are some things you can do to start your journey. Like stated previously, on average you would have forgotten 90% of your dream within 10 minutes of waking up. This is why time is of the essence. The first thing you must do in the morning shouldn't be grabbing your phone to scroll through social media. It should be grabbing your journal and writing down as much information as you can. Characters, the setting, time frames, emotions, all of these things give a better understanding on how our subconscious is feeling. Being chased. Being chased in a dream means you are feeling a heightened level of anxiety in your life and actively running away from something that is bothering you. Teeth falling out. Teeth falling out means that you are worried that something is not in your control, or you are feeling a loss, whether that be a person, emotion, or physical thing. Flying. Flying may mean that your subconscious is positive and feels like it has let go of a burden and that you are free from negativity that may have been weighing you down. Being stuck. You feel stuck in your current life, whether it be your career, relationship, or even just life in general. You have the desire to free yourself from this problem. Death. Death in a dream may mean a lot of things. It all depends on the context of the death. If it is a death of yourself or someone you know and it was reckless, your subconscious believes that they're in some form of danger. But this can also be a positive. If you witness a peaceful death, it is the start of a new beginning, and your conscious has let go of whatever was holding it down. Falling. Falling is a sense of helplessness, or that things are not in your control. Try analysing your dream. Who's in it? What's the location? This could give you more of an insight into specific problems affecting your subconscious. Meditation. Meditation is good for disassociating from external factors to create a calm, relaxed environment to explore your inner self. There are many techniques for meditation, but if you are just getting started, the main thing is maintaining that awareness, not allowing your mind to run away onto different subjects or different places. It's about keeping focused on the reason you're meditating in the first place.